Hey guys, welcome back to Darish's Zone, another video on Retro Machine. The new series of image based on Retro Machine brand is will be there will be many sites dedicated to this new image. The one you see now is the 512 GB version. Is called the Ultimate version. It was formerly named codenamed Retro Machine 1, but then it became the Retro Machine Ultimate. So in that video I just want to show the new the new features and script I've added and other main things that I cannot show the previously because there's no time. I prefer to make a lot of videos because there's so much to talk about. Okay, so I've already shown on the previous video those advanced script which is made for those who love to fix things, and a USB keyboard and some Linux knowledge is mandatory. You know, I made those script for me basically because it's I don't have one. I don't want to go to terminal to type the line input, the strings. I prefer to edit those things inside emulation station. So you are free to use those or just leave alone. Okay, so the one I've added is the Daphne, where you can change something about the emulator, mostly the screen ratio. So there's not so much to see there, to be honest, but you can change the ratio if you want. And the supermodel, this is dedicated to the emulator of the Model 3, which is I'm not show you yet, but I will show today. So it's already set, to be honest. Just leave it like that. If you want to change something, you can change the resolution, widescreen and other things, but remember that the Model 3 is very borderline for the PI4. The Omega mod speed is mandatory, and you must play to the lowest resolution you can because it's very taxing, guys. I will show today at 720p pixel, but you will see it's far from ideal, to be honest. You had to lower more the resolution, but because I just recording to 720p, I just keep to stick to that resolution, you know. And you already saw the fan speed for dedicated to the Argon 1 case. You already saw all the options, the fantastic option to change bezel. I've already shown my bezel with the performance guideline, so you can switch to the bezel dedicated to each system. This is for the first time on RetroPie. It was not possible before to change at the fly the overlays. The overlays actually is the very weak point of RetroPie, but no more, thanks to the revolutionary DZ scripts, when you can change two types of overlay or you can just turn off. And I want to talk again about the BGM style, because on the previous video I have some issues with the music copyrights, guys. The copyrights on the YouTube, it's kind of ridiculous now. You cannot play any music without fall into some copyright claim. It's just ridiculous, guys, ridiculous. It's frustrating, and so I have plenty of music produced by myself to use for the video, no problem with that, but I have to show you how it works, the double soundtrack of the Retro Machine, where you can choose between a synthwave style music, which is the one you listen now, or the video games remix style, which is totally different and will change the mood of image completely. With the synthwave style, you still are into cyberpunkish environment, okay? And the demo mode, I'm afraid on the previous video all the demo mode part was removed, so we just talk again just for your convenience. The demo mode is one of the new features of the retro machine image, where the system can play a random game for you. It just pick a random game without let you know what the game is, and you can interact when you want to the game. After 1 minute of waiting, the game will be changed unless you plug a controller into the system. If you plug a controller, the demo mode will be disabled for logical reason, because if you take control on the game cannot skip after 1 minute. Okay, so if the system is think that you are not into action and just looking, so it will switch the game. Otherwise it will be disabled and you can play the game that the system picked. Okay, let's see together how it works. In that case I have a controller. No, I don't have a controller, so it should skip the game after 1 minute. Okay, this is a TRST game. Okay, I repeat, I just show again this because of the problems, the issues I have with the music, because I've already showed this demo mode. I don't know if it will change game, because I made some input with keyboard. Let's see together. If not change, even any input from the keyboard will be recognized as a controller, so the game will not skip. Remember, this is all a beta, so the things can get downhill on any time, because this is a work in progress. I'm still working on it. Okay, I'm just playing with the keyboard. Actually, this is Mr. Riley for the TRST. Let's see if I can show something. But I can shoot, but I also recall the visual keyboard, so it's a little complicated. Okay. Well, I think the minute has passed and the game will not change, so it's like but I said music when you die. Okay, so it will not change because it recognized my keyboard because I entered the game. Let's try again without press anything. Unfortunately, if I have a controller like DualShock 4 for example, and even if I don't touch anything, the game will not change, because the controller is already recognized for the system is enough to disable demo mode. Okay, this is the new bezel I made for the Amstrad. I speak frankly, I don't want to take honors of works and asset not made by me. When I made an asset, I just tell you, in that case, this overlay is made by me. But there's other overlays which I just taken online, so are not made by me, and the and the honors must be to the original authors. Okay, you see the game changed. I'm just planning to change all the overlays for each system by overlays made by me. For example, that one is not made by me. I've just found it online, and it's a great overlay dedicated to the Commodore 64. It's simple. is not too distracting, is elegant. So for the moment I just keep that. I repeat, my idea is to replace all the overlays with ones made by me, but produce an overlay requires some time, and when you have 50 system to treat, it's become complicated to produce all those assets, and the result, I must like the result. I'm not interested to have all assets made by me if the assets are ugly. So if I'm satisfied by the results, so I've added the overlay. Otherwise I will use works better by me. In that case I made this overlay dedicated to the arcade. All the arcade have this overlay, and of course I made the overlay, the retro machine overlay. Well, you know, most of assets produced online are free to use, and it's a great thing that the community let available all those assets to use for all the creators. It's great, and it's important to credit the original authors when you know them, of course, and when I know where the original stuff came, I have zero problems to recognize and credit the original authors. Okay, you can see it's already changed 3 times. Super Nintendo arcade, it's just pick a random game, but it's not perfect yet. Since there's a lot of file available, it may miss something. It's not perfect, but it works pretty well. I made a lot of tests and just keep testing. So move on. I already show all that one, the Miss Random mode. No need to back on it. That's not my scope today. Today I want to show some emulator, new emulator. Let's start from beginning. You already saw the systems. Let me plug controller. Okay, the Commodore 64 cartridge. I've already talked about it. Definitely the Dreamcast with nice overlay. Family computer, Game Boy Advance. Okay, the Model 3. The Model 3 is the new, one of the most exciting new feature of the image, but it's very taxing emulator for the poor PI4. Unfortunately, it lacked the amount of power that could bring an experience, an enjoyable experience, especially for game. There's only 7 games that actually works barely, and for example, games like Scud Race are great visuals, and it's just a pity that the PI4, I am on Omega Speed mode, so I am over 2000 of hertz on my PI4, which is the 4GB model. And it's a pity that you lack that little amount of power that will bring you that amount of pleasure. It's a pity, really. So it's better to run this emulator at the lower resolution you can. So let's see together. When you start the game, you click on the no, I was too slow. Okay, I will show later, no problem. So basically I'm recording to 720 pixels, so the output is the same, and it's just too high for the PI4, too high. And as you can see, it runs on a little box, and the center of the screen is not the best. So you better to run this simulator at a lower resolution when the game window will be bigger. Okay, I just can't now because it will hurt my video recorder, which is mandatory to record to 720 pixel. I don't think it works full speed even in that condition. This is one of the most demanding game for sure. Okay, there's not a problem with the audio. You can see the audio is good, but the speed I'm sure is not 100% speed. It's lower than this. Is I don't know. I think about 70, 80, 100. %, not 100, sorry. 80%, 70% of the original speed, I think, but it's playable. Okay, if I run full screen, it's just to run half the speed, guys. And if you run this of lower resolution than this, it's even better. But you can see it's playable. It's frustrating to play in such tiny window, but there's the limits of this simulator. I'm sorry. For example, let's see if I can able to open the run command. Okay, there you can see the resolution, but you can change there. Just to show you, I will not start the game with the condition. Just to show you, if you go to option select video mode for supermodel, it's very recommended to run at this resolution, which is 640 480. So it's a way under the HD ready resolution. Okay, but you have to remember that the original arcade, I think it was running at lower resolution than that. I'm not sure, but and the box will be bigger compared to the one you saw before. Okay, so that's it, the Model 3. Maybe things may improve in the future, I'm not sure, but the Nintendo DS, Nintendo 64 full set, Nintendo DS was available as add-on and it's included by default now. This is great. I want to show that too, the MS-DOS now under a new emulator called DOSBox Pure. Brings you all the advantage of the LibreThrow environment. You can use shader, you can use overlay. It runs good. All games are compressed, so less space used. Okay, guys, that one is the father of Resident Evil. It was released before Resident Evil, and it shares many features with Resident Evil. Is an older house full of monsters. The rendered camera. I'm sure this will fall. You have the visual keyboard. I don't remember how to run. I have had to find the appropriate command. I'm sure something evil will show soonish. So better go away. Did you heard? Did you heard? No. You don't have to go back. Stupid. Why you do that? You can hear, stupid man. Hold on. Dang. Dang. This is so frustrating. Okay. Here we go. On stair for the rest of his life. So it's super great, guys, and move on. Okay, prepare for the one of strongest points of the retro machine image, thanks to Aromila, which also made the MS DOS set. But this is his masterpiece, a set dedicated to Brutal Doom. We play together now. It's a mod of Doom which had a 3D environment, new weapons, a lot of blood, ultra-violence, and even some difference on gameplay, which made the experience so fun and frenzy. Better to play to the lowest difficulty because it's hard, guys, it's hard. Look, the EMP they can pay your gun, you see? It's 60 frames per second most of the time, but I have some slowdowns because watch out. Oh, look at the fly around the bodies. Damn. The toilet. Look at me. Whoops. I knew it. Look, it's me. Full of traps, like, you know. You cannot open this. Seems. Oh! Whoa! Whoops! It's hard, guys, it's hard. And yes, it's great. It's so great, but it's not over. That second video is more about, look at the more than 600 of game for the PlayStation, thanks to the new compressed file for the CD. I was able to add way more CD releases. And the SATURN, I have the new emulator. Let's see together the emulator in action. Okay, this is the same thing that then the Model 3. You better to use this with the lowest resolution possible, because then SATURN it's hard to emulate, you know. Same thing, I just running this to 720p pixel resolution, but it's better to go lower than this. There's a useful guy into the emulator.
2, 1, go!
Okay, even that one it not runs to full speed. You can see there's some slowdowns, especially on some part of the track, but it's playable. And I repeat, at lower resolution than this, it will runs better. I could say in some parts it's fast. More or less it's run the same as the previous simulator, but there's a big difference because the previous simulator was unstable as F, and that one it's stable, so it's not a small difference, to be honest. And the previous simulator just go the PI4 temperatures too high because I think it was not so optimized, you know.
Very long, easy right, baby.
Totally enjoyable experience, even if you're not at full speed, guys. Okay, this is the time challenge, so there's not there's only your car on screen, basically. There's not helicopter, so it's more lighter. Okay, just less than 20 games, but good games, and mostly are exclusive to the system, so it's a good set. There's also an interesting version of Quake. I will show another time, maybe. You see, the Mega CD and the Sega CD are on his own because this is the Japanese counterpart. The open board is the same set as the standalone image. Let's see together the Nintendo DS. I reconsidered this emulator, totally reconsidered. I had to be honest, I was thinking this was totally unplayable emulator due to the twin screen, but you can swap the two screen with just the left analog.
Resident Evil DS.
Okay, this is just the same Resident Evil. Everyone you know. There's some difference, but
Alpha team is flying around the
see, you can use the pen, the virtual pen.
Copter of our compatriots Bravo team, who disappeared during.
It's interesting emulator. I'm very happy to have included now. It works good, so nothing to report. Okay, let's see how it works before ending this video. Let's see how it works, the bezel manager. In that case, I will disable all the bezel for some of you that doesn't love the bezel. Turn off overlays. Okay, the overlay should be gone. This is the Mr. Random mod video that you can change there. If you press the start button, you will start a random game. Like before, nothing changed. I made most of those videos. Took me a lot of time, and I got something from the web, but mostly of this long video, which is 3 minutes long, is made by myself. You see the CDTV screensaver. It's dedicated to each system. This is a substitute in some way to the video snaps, which I know some of you love. I also love the video snaps, but you know, if you are on a dedicated system image, the video snap works, but when you have a multi-system image, the video snaps turns on a huge mess. There's no continuity, and also they take so much space on card, so it's a trade-off. It's a heavy trade-off. Mega Drive game. You see, the overlays are gone, but you can put it back, of course. Let's try another one. Well, of course, the emulator need to be a Liberty emulator, which have the overlays, otherwise it will not show anyway. So now I want to put it back. As you can see, all works pretty good. I'm satisfied, consider this a beta. It's not even a beta because I've not introduced that like a beta. It's a very work in progress. Okay, I just want to show the spectrum overlay that I made by myself. It's totally made by DC, so you will find this overlay and the ones that I made only on this image. I think it's good. Okay guys, we done for now for today. Let me know what you think about. This is just the beginning of the new image. Okay, before leave, for some of you that are concerned about the cyberpunk theme, it's just there. Don't worry. There's many themes. Before close, I will show. Okay, this is the. You see, you remember, and I show the most famous, infamous, the purple version, which was the default theme of the previous virtual machine image. You know, you recognize this. Okay, so it's there. Don't worry, it's still there. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Let me know. Your feedback is always precious to me, so don't be afraid to tell me what you think about this work. And what can I say? We just catch up on the next video. Bye bye.